Hello, and welcome to my channel. Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. We are filming Missing and Murdered. It's, again, not a super long one. It's kind of what you get when you get into the older cases, but it is interesting, especially the fact that he was known as the Chicken Man, which I think is kind of cool. So we're just going to hop into it. Philip Charles Testa, also known as the Chicken Man, was an Italian-American mobster known for his brief leadership of the Philadelphia crime family of the Italian-American Mafia. He became boss of the Philadelphia crime family after the previous boss and his close friend Angelo Bruno was murdered by his own concierge, Antonio Caponegro, who in turn was ordered killed by the commission for murdering a boss without permission. Testa's nickname came from his involvement in a poultry business. About a year after Bruno's death, Testa was killed by the blast of a nail bomb at his home in South Philadelphia. The assassination was allegedly ordered by Testa's own underboss, Peter Casella, as part of the Second Philadelphia Mafia War. Testa was born to Sicilian immigrants in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and lived in South Philadelphia with his family in his teenage years. In South Philadelphia, he met and befriended future mob boss Angelo Bruno. He later married Althea R.C. DiCono. Records showed her family owned a farm in Salem County, New Jersey. In early police dossiers on Testa, he was identified by law enforcement as not having a legitimate source of income and was solely dependent from winnings as a common gambler. Testa and his wife had a son who had also become involved in organized crime, Salvatore Testa, and was killed 3 years after his father. In 1970, Testa became underboss of Angelo Bruno. When Bruno was murdered in 1980, Testa became boss, appointing Nicodemo Scarfo as consigliere. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that word. 1 month before Testa was murdered, he, Frank Narducci Sr., Harold and Mario Riccobini, Pascal Spirito, Joseph Ciancolini, and several associates were indicted in a federal racketeering case that centered on gambling and loan sharking operations run by the mob. The case was based on an investigation called Operation Gangplank and was one of the first built on an investigation called... and was one of the first built on the RICO Act by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Philadelphia. On March 15, 1981, Testa returned to his home in South Philadelphia, across the street from Stephen Gerrard Park. As he was opening the door to his twin home at 2117 Porter Street, a nail bomb exploded under his front porch. His death was allegedly ordered by his underboss and drug trafficker, Peter Casella, and Capo Franco Narducci Sr., who later resulted in Narducci being gunned down and Casella being banished from the mob and fleeing to Florida. Testa's murder sparked a war within the family. Nicodemo Scarfo seized the top position, promoting his longtime friend Chucky Merlino as his underboss and Testa loyalist Frank Monte as his consigliere. Scarfo went on to lead the family for a decade with a bloody rampage fueled by paranoia and aggression, which is common for mafias. Tesla's violent death is referenced in the opening lines of musician Bruce Springsteen's song Atlantic City. He was portrayed by Larry Romano in the film The Irishman. So like I said, a really short one, but it was interesting because, like, I don't know, I find mafia stuff interesting. That's just me as a person. But, yeah, like I said, that was a really, really short story. So only, like, this may end up being a short instead of an actual video because YouTube likes to do that, where they auto-short it instead of playing out the whole video. But as always, please don't do anything I wouldn't do. Make good choices, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye!